أما شوێنی ژیانی خەڵک نییە بۆ ئەو خەڵکە.
ناڵەکانی من باوکیان لەلایە باوکیان دایم لەو بەرات.
It's very ill. Now I think if we not arrive in UK, probably I lose my child.
Every night we dream about getting to England. When we wake up, we see the jungle.
This is probably the worst place I've been in covering the refugee crisis in Europe and the Middle East over the past 12 months. It's muddy, it's cold.
And amid the squalor, there are signs everywhere of a close affinity to Britain among the Kurdish people who are camped here waiting.
You have a relative family, like we have aunt, uncle, we have friends in there.
Besh is one of the unofficial leaders of the camp. He's been here for 2 months with his mother.
Until now, we thought that English government will do everything for those people. Because of many reasons, like culture, like music, like English language, like the history that we had before. The only place that like second home for us, it will be England for Kurdish people.
Then we were told there are actually British passport holders living here, having fled from Saddam Hussein's regime more than a decade ago.
You arrived in the UK in 2002, and you're now a British citizen.
Yeah. Born in 2009. Honestly. Starting from 2009, my life. I feel I am a human and I have somebody who support my life. I am safe.
Ruand returned to Iraq once it felt more secure and met his wife there. But he says threats from ISIS led him to come back to Britain with his family, but they only got as far as the jungle.
So you're in a situation where you can live in Britain, but your family is stuck here.
Yes, for families, you see, it's very difficult. I don't know Oscar is get safe. Oscar always is illness.
That is remarkable that you've got a British citizen living in this hellhole. So we've been told that Rwand isn't the only British passport holder to be camped out with his family here. Hi.
Hello.
I'm sorry to bother you.
I'm working the one village in Evesham.
Evesham?
Yeah, Evesham.
And what were you doing?
Working the factory, working the hygiene night shift.
What are you going to do?
I don't know, I'm still waiting. I don't know what about this.
Saman has been trying to get his wife to the UK for 14 years. Each time she applies for a visa, the application has been rejected.
2 times I'm apply. 3 times.
Right.
The office.
Why?
Problem the money.
Because you don't earn enough.
Yeah, you see, you tell me the pay slip £320. Is my pay slip £295. The office there for £25.
Well, there in a sort of nutshell is the injustice of UK border policy. There's this perception that there are these hordes of people gathering at the gateways to Britain for no good reason. Whereas in reality, some of them are people like these guys who are stuck here in what must be the worst place in the whole of the European refugee crisis, despite the fact that they're the children, the sons and daughters of a man with a British passport.
Besh's family are keeping their spirits up by exchanging messages with their relatives in the UK.
She's cooking like a Chef Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay.
But over at Ruand's tent, they are worried about Oscar.
In the night, we don't sleep. He's screaming, crying. He hugging us. But he doesn't know because he's a child. He doesn't know what he's afraid of, but he's just afraid.
How was last night's sleep, Ryan?
He was totally, he's been crying and...
I have maybe 5-6 people here.
Saman is introducing us to others who are in a similar situation.
Sala, هو سام محامي وجهها ولا فوق مش نابل قد ديوني اي شلون يعني قصك انا منعلم هي من رسمي شلون تو باسبورتي بريطاني وهي وما لنا علاقه بالدوله.
He's the only one left.
Yeah.
Is he a British? He's not a British citizen.
No, he's no have the passport. على خزانه كله بروتشي هي.
Many here have been hoping for the British government to offer them something, as they did in 2002 when the Sangat centre was closed and 1,000 Kurds were given asylum from Calais. Jeremy Corbyn's visit last week raised these hopes.
Thank you for
But then came David Cameron, dismissing them as a bunch of migrants during Prime Minister's questions.
They met with a bunch of migrants in Calais. They said they could all come to Britain.
No one expected that you were thinking like that. As a bunch of immigrants. All our hopes that yesterday in the parliament they will decide to do something for the family, for the children, for those people who came to here because they are escaping in the war zone, but nothing has happened.
Saman is still hopeful. He's leaving his family and going back to Britain to get some documents so that a solicitor can fight his case.
Today I'm go back, miss your family. Is I'm go back to UK. I'm not happy.
من ميبش ملاي ميردك من على كانم بر ملاي باوكيان من تشانيك من على كانم وكو بي باوكي جورك من على كانم من باوكيان للانيا باوكيان دايم اللي براد هم دايق وهم باوقون بويان لبروي من على كاني منيج مستحق بشنا لاي باوكيان وكو همو من على كيتر بيسيام باوكيان من حالم زور خرابة من شوار من عالم بس هرويا ليرة هيج خزمة جزارك من بتنيا هاد تو أنا هير هيج تيكمنيا.
Until their situation improves, Oscar's parents don't want to leave their tent.
ليرة دانشتوا ونامي ليرة جبروات وليرة فامكات ولا نامي ليرة فامكات لبرويات قاريتش خوز لمش إنا خوز لمش كجابت زينمي ولا نامي حرب زاني قال ليرة فوق.
Something different is happening in Calais. The new migrant camp is growing fast and becoming permanent. Those living here are part of Europe's growing refugee crisis. Huge numbers of people fleeing poverty and conflict.